What's good, Commanders fans? So, pretty big news here, significant news. The Washington Commanders have requested permission to interview Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, per Ian Rappaport, and he's emerged as a potential candidate, sources say. He also was requested by the Jets, Titans, and Ravens for offensive coordinator jobs. Adam Schefter has said the same thing as well about the Commanders requesting an interview with Eric Bieniemy. Of course, you guys know the big games are today: Chiefs, Bengals, Eagles, Niners. So put your picks in for Prize Picks. If you have not signed up, you use my promo code REALEdOliver. Prize Picks is a fantasy app. You pick more or less on player projections. Use my promo code REALEdOliver. Use the link down below in the description. You get a 100% deposit match. I got Isaiah Pacheco going over 47.5 rushing yards today. And I got Hayden Hurst going over 32.5 receiving yards. I got Devontae Smith going over 5 receptions, or getting more than 5 receptions. I got Jalen Hurts getting having more than 31.5 passing attempts, and Brock Purdy having more than 215.5 passing yards. So let me know if you guys tail those picks. Hopefully you guys went off that. And I'm excited to see the games today. I got the Bengals winning today over the Chiefs, and I have the Eagles winning over the Niners. So like I said, if you have not signed up for Prize Picks, you get a 100% deposit match with my promo code REALEdOliver using the link down below in the description. So, all right, so Eric Bieniemy, this is significant news. And Ben Albright also said this is when we fired Scott Turner. He was on Twitter, and he said that a big rumor that he did hear that Eric Bieniemy is a serious candidate for the Washington Commanders offensive coordinator. Now, on the flip side, of course, is, and he was on Big Doug's show. If you guys have not heard of Big Doug, he's on YouTube. He does Commanders YouTube videos with Chris Baker, who just had a stroke. Prayers up for Chris Baker, the former defensive tackle for the Washington football team, or Skins at that time. Swaggy? That was his nickname, right? Swaggy, Chris Baker. I remember when he hit stick Daniel Jones for a sack. I love Chris Baker, man. I think he went to Hampton University. He used to go to all the Caps games and stuff like that. He was a big fan of just DC sports in general. So I like Chris Baker. I like Big Doug. I was on Big Doug's show as well. So make sure you guys subscribe to him. But basically, in a nutshell, he had Ben Albright on his show, and Ben Albright, I took down the notes from his show. Shout out to Big Doug if you guys want to subscribe and watch that video that he had a couple days ago. He said Pat Shurmur is not a serious candidate. He said it's basically up to Eric Bieniemy, but he thinks that Eric Bieniemy is the guy, and he thinks that the Commanders are the best fit. Now, this is from Ben Albright. He has gotten some things right, so we'll see how true this is. But he said on the flip side, it's really up to Eric Bieniemy. He said he does not think that Eric Bieniemy will get a head coaching job this cycle. He did have an interview with the Colts. Jim Irsay tweeted that out with the flex emoji as well, that they interviewed Eric Bieniemy a couple days ago or last week. And he said that Eric Bieniemy is on a 1-year deal with the Chiefs, and that they're basically trying to push him out the door. So Ben Albright dropped a lot of nuggets and a lot of information on Big Doug's show for sure. So Eric Bieniemy, we know he's a good offensive coordinator. He did win the offensive coordinator year of the year award in 2020. Coach Pat Mahomes, obviously, they won a Super Bowl, have been to a Super Bowl. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, all the good players that he's coached under Andy Reid. Ron Rivera is from the Andy Reid tree as well, so they have a correlation, some type of connection right there as well. Now the big question mark, of course, that everybody questions: is he the one that's calling plays? Is it him or Andy Reid? Travis Kelce went on Jason Kelsey's podcast and said that Andy Reid is the guy that calls the plays. We've heard from Andy Reid and other reports that Eric Bieniemy does call plays. So, and we love the red zone play that they had, the little trick play that they had a couple weeks ago, and just their offense in general. Now, when he comes here, of course, he's not going to have Pat Mahomes, but he will have weapons, And how attractive is this job compared to the Jets, the Titans, and the Ravens? Of course, Lamar Jackson is a franchise quarterback. We don't have a franchise quarterback at the moment. We just don't know what we have in Sam Howell. And we are reportedly, Ron Rivera is telling people that Sam Howell is going to be quarterback number 1. So it's really up to Eric Bieniemy if he wants to have this job. I'm not getting my hopes up. Eric Bieniemy is he's been a great offensive coordinator so far. You look at his background. He was a running back in the NFL. He's a running back in college. He was a second-round draft pick, so he was a darn good running back at Colorado. And, you look at the trend with the offensive coordinators that Ron Rivera has interviewed, a lot of them have been running backs in their careers. Thomas Brown was a running back. Charles London was a running backs coach. Eric Stoodsville, running backs coach. So a lot of the guys that he's interviewed have been running backs coach for the most part. We know Ron Rivera, he wants our identity to be a running team. The 2-to-1 run pass option. Wouldn't take too much stock in what they said about that. But clearly they want us to be a running football team with Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. I know we got the legitimate 3. I like to call them the big 3. I think we have a legitimate trio of receivers. So we can air the ball out with Sam Howell with his arm strength as well. So Eric Bieniemy, of course, why has he not gotten head coaching positions. Some people, there's reports that he doesn't interview well, that he's abrasive with players. LaShawn McCoy came out and said that he didn't get along with Eric Bieniemy, the way that he talks to players. He didn't like it and stuff like that. So it is what it is on that part. I don't know why he hasn't gotten a head coaching job. I think he's certainly deserving of a head coaching job. You look at guys like Jeff Saturday, he got a head coaching job. Josh McDaniels has gotten numerous chances at head coaching jobs. Like Matt Patricia and what was the guy for the Jets who was like looking around and stuff. He got another coaching job. So there's so many guys that I think Eric Bieniemy definitely is way more deserving of getting a head coaching job for sure. He was a running backs coach with the Vikings with Adrian Peterson. So he certainly had a decorated career for sure. Was an assistant head coach and running backs coach with the Vikings, offensive coordinator with Colorado, and then of course offensive coordinator with the Chiefs. You just look at some of the numbers. They were third most in points in the season, NFL history with 565. You really don't have to talk about their stats. You just know what Pat Mahomes does. So is it Pat Mahomes? Is it Andy Reid? You know, what's the real reason for success? I do think that Eric Bieniemy is a capable offensive coordinator for sure, and definitely is deserving of a job for sure. So we'll see, man. It's really up to him, and he could decline an interview. I think, you know, Jim Caldwell already declined an interview with us. Daryl Bevell already declined an interview with us, and Ron Rivera's on a lame duck season. You know, we're most likely he's probably going to be fired with a new owner coming in after this season, and with a young quarterback where we just don't know what's going to happen. I'm a big fan of Sam Howell, but you know, you can't really just say, oh, we're going to get 10 to 11 to 12 wins off of Sam Howell, who only had one start. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. We'll see. Like I said, I got the Eagles winning. I got the Bengals winning in the Super Bowl. You guys let me know what you guys think. Hail to Commanders. Peace.